Hello then, and welcome to another dressing up video, and this time we are tackling a 1630s outfit, court outfit, but at the same time a riding outfit that I've recreated from my next book, The Equestrian Dressmaker. Well, I suppose that just be about it, it's quite cold here. So the usual layers, they don't really change for the centuries. We have a linen chemise, quite voluminous sleeves, quite voluminous everywhere to be honest. So that's going to be quite comfy. Woolen stockings with garters and shoes. You can have linen stockings or silk as well, but I'm going riding, so I'll get wool and it's cold. So let's start with layers. Petticoat first, that's my usual ancient petticoat by that time, about 25 years old. All hand stitched. Let's get it in place. Considering the season, I possibly would be better off with a woolen one or a couple of others, but let's see what we can get. And I just dive into the skirt. It's heavily decorated with braid, really typical of the first half of 17th century, and it's lined with quite heavy linen in nice mustard colour. It's all silk satin and it's all cartridge pleated to the back. It's quite heavy actually. Let me just dive into it. As you possibly noticed, but not to, I'm not wearing any stays. This is because you have an option now. You can either wear your stays and sort of soften bodice on top, or your bodice can be very heavily boned and stiff enough to serve as stays and bodice at the same time. Lots of versions available. Let's put it. And you can see quite often in portraits women wearing decorative stays with just petticoats and gowns over them, open gowns, very often with decorative stock. So yes, that's our riding skirt. Next layer, it's a partlet with a collar attached, clocked collar. See how to get on. It's my old partlet, but it shouldn't be a problem to put it on. I need some help on the other side. Where is the end of it? Yay, we're there. Obviously you can also wear a chemise with high neck as well, and you can wear a collar separately, just either tacked or pinned to the top of your chemise. Oh, don't be alarmed by the plaster. I had some steroid injections in my shoulders yesterday, so it's still covering it. Let's see. Well, once I have this one, just stop. Right, almost there. The hooks are nice on the collar. Let me have a look. it. Obviously, at that point, that's richly dressed, I would have a servant, but I can afford to hire one for photo shoot or video shoot. And to be honest, even as a small girl, I was called, there is a name in Polish called Zosia Samosha, which means do-it-yourself Sophie. I always wanted to do things on my own way. As long as I could do it, it was fine. And even if I couldn't do it, I would give it a good try anyway. Right. We have all the ties in place. And let's look at bodice. It is stiff. It's really thoroughly boned, and it can be boned with whale bones or reed at that time. And I've made bodices in both, and both work very well. This one, I believe it's reed. Synthetic whale bone works quite well. As you can see, it's heavily decorated with gold braid. The sleeves are paned, so cut into chunks, and there are little undersleeves that sort of fill up the space. And the closure is very interesting. Just think about the wings. The closure actually is inside with little laced tabs, and you have a stomacher to go over or under. There are additional tabs to close up with buttons, and there was such a huge variety in how these bodices were closed. Some of them were just laced, either crisscross or just single lace. Some of them had sort of longer clasp, and they could be just either a ribbon or bejeweled ornamental pieces. This one is just decorative lace. There could be 3, there could be 5, there could be more if necessary. Some of them will carry on all the way down the skirt as a decorative manner, very much like frogging. And you can lace, if you want to lace, over a stomacher or under a stomacher, so both really works. These decorative outer fastenings are just to keep the edges of the bodice close to the body, not the bodice on. That's the job of the lacing inside. So let us put my poor shoulder first and see how it goes. The cuffs are linen with a matching lace, and they are just tacked onto a sleeve, and they would be changed for washing quite a lot. It is an interesting closure. Let's have a look if you can work it out. Probably need the stomacher underneath, for the time being at least, just to help with good arrangement. That should help. Boobs, always in the way. So it's having a servant could definitely help. can keep the lacing over the stomacher, or what I'm going to do in a second is to take off the stomacher outside and how boobs stay in the same place. Yay! Right, let's arrange our white goods. So now stomacher is on top, hiding the lacing, and let's use our little buttons here to keep it in there. That's not the end. The whole outfit is based on Henrietta Maria portrait, the wife of King Charles I, going hunting. And it has a lot of interesting elements, like little bows. For the sleeves. Although here I will need some help. And by magic I've got little bows, not a little but don't do. Now also you can still wear these bum rolls, but for riding, having ridden one, it's definitely better to do without. So for court wear, absolutely. For riding, hunting, not so much, and you can't really see much once you're seated in a saddle. One more thing for riding, which is evident in the portrait, is little handkerchief or kerchief. It's like a whisk or a separate collar, but just gathered with a little lace bit. Just put some here. There's a hook and eye at the bottom, and it just goes underneath our hook for stomachers and bows. So this, I suppose, would not be a bad idea to protect your gown from horse. Skirt, less important, but I don't know. Not really sure. Looks nice, but really covers the decoration, so I think protection would be the only way I can think about. Right. Gloves and a hat. I might actually take my little cap. Not really steamed properly. And gloves. I've got a couple of frilly gloves. This is an example of a leather glove I've made some time ago. with embroidered patterns and gold lace. It's quite posh, but I wasn't really happy with how I made it, so I'm going to make another one, so I just have one. These ones will do. Again, leather, gauntlets. With decorative cuts. And off we go for riding. So thank you for watching. I'll grab some photos and some more videos shortly. So there we go, Henrietta Maria. The pattern and the instructions for this look will be in my next book, probably release, I don't know, end of 22, 23, depending how fast I work, difficult to say. And it will encompass riding gear from medieval till the end of the 20th century, 19th century. So let's have a look how it looks on a horse, how attractive it. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you want, buy me a coffee. So this is the saddle, which is based on a late Elizabethan saddle. As you can see, no stirrups, just a little planchette, nicely padded. You can regulate the height, possibly for me to be a bit higher. And it's a padded sort of cushion there. Looks very comfy. It's not really. And we are on. I'm sitting in a saddle completely on the side, with my legs being on a little planchette here. Some of them can reach them, some of them not. It doesn't really give a lot of support. And your bum has really to hang out a lot on the other side for you to feel, I wouldn't say secure, because that's not the word I would use it here. And the silk is very slidey too. So it's an unusual position for me, who is used to sort of much later side saddles. I don't think I will be doing much dashing around, but let's have a walk. Come on, Charlie. Haven't fallen off yet. I suppose you can always grab this if it needs. Not jumping though.